Hey everybody, this is Tom Barnes, and this is the Chicago scene, and I'm virtually, and I'm here with a band that has streamed, sold, people have watched over like 300 million times in one form or another. If you didn't know that, that is you fellas.
Yeah,
You
I
did it?
don't think we knew that.
That
Sounds
great.
cool.
Thanks for
Yeah, that sounds
counting.
great.
That's great.
Yeah, well, you guys have an awesome publicist who kind of helps me out with those numbers, so thank you. But why don't you introduce yourself? I have Jeffrey, Spencer, and Garrison, right? And you are
Us.
The Band CAMINO.
The Band CAMINO, yes.
awesome. And you guys hailed from Memphis, and now you're in Nashville. Is that correct?
Correct.
That is correct.
Met back in high school. You guys have been playing ever since. And right when we got on with the Zoom call here, I'm sorry, I don't know everybody's name. I just know that what your names are. But who introduced me or talked to me about the Lollapalooza shirt?
That's me. I'm Spencer.
Spencer, got it.
That's Jeff.
Garrison.
Gotcha. Okay, so that was that the last time you guys were here in Chicago playing? Was Lollapalooza 2019?
It must have been. Yeah.
We played the
No,
that was summer of 2019. We played a show on our headline tour in Chicago.
Where was that?
Oh yeah, it was
at House of Blues.
Yeah, it was House of Blues, Chicago.
Oh, nice. That's an awesome
On
venue.
your birthday.
It was on my
dude.
birthday,
Oh,
dude.
that it was amazing.
So, a little bit's happened since then, right? I mean, the world has completely changed. We have new leadership in government. There's been a pandemic. There's just been a whirlwind of things. How has it affected you guys?
Well, it's definitely affected us in the fact that, it's affected everyone the same pretty much in the music business. We haven't been able to play shows, which is the main thing that we do throughout the year. So, but it's given us a lot of time to work and write. We've made an album, which is huge for us. It's the first album, full-length album we've ever made. So we've been a band for almost 6 years.
Almost
so
six,
we
yeah.
put out a kind of a handful of EPs and singles and kind of building it that way. So this is our first time we've really sat down and made a huge full-length project.
Did the real thing.
A ton of songs. So we've kind of tried to use the downtown to our advantage, but ready to play shows.
So you pushed through and made a full album, and the single off that new album is One Last Cigarette, correct?
Correct. We dropped Roses, which is still taking that in.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy though. You're close with the story. We met in college, so it was right after high school, basically. But
I'm sorry.
We did kind of grow up together and did spring break stuff together. Me and Spencer did. So we have known each other since our I feel like
our formative years.
Our formative years, yes. It's crazy, man. We obviously this is our debut album, so we kind of still feel like we're getting started and finally finding our groove. We've only known Garrison for almost 3 years now. We moved to Nashville and met Garrison then. So we're fine. This is our first big project we're doing with Garrison and kind of stuff like that. So I feel like we're really coming into the final form of what the Band CAMINO really is, but it feels crazy. It feels insane that people just like the music that we make. Really, it's
Yeah, I remember when we first started. We put out our first song in was it the end of 2015? When did we put out Young? 2016.
Yeah.
I remember Jeffrey's goal specifically was I hope that we get I hope in the next year we get 50,000 streams on this song. And it's kind of looking back now and saying that out loud is pretty crazy because it kind of feels like we're still in that mindset of let's just get a couple streams, get the momentum rolling, and then we'll go out and tour it, and then that's kind of when we'll see the most success, which I think is pretty true. I think we've always been a live band and really we've enjoyed the live.
A couple of dates for potential shows. What's that process been like as the country's opened up?
Well, yeah, a lot of people are talking about the fall. There's fall tours that are planned. Right now we've got Bonnaroo on the calendar for September 4th, maybe 4th or 5th, which is Bonnaroo Music Festival here in Tennessee, only an hour from where we are in Nashville.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Dude, we've been going there since the past couple of years since we moved to Nashville, and just getting to go to that festival and now be on the lineup it's
insane. Really sick.
So that's right now our first thing on the calendar that's as of now scheduled to happen as planned, and fingers crossed that it does if we're lucky. But everyone was careful, but it was kind of a pain, and who could be there, and who's coming, because usually it's come to the shoot, everyone can come, friends come, see what's going on. So it was who's going to be there. Everyone who's going to be there needs to be like it has to go through the process and that kind of stuff, and like, but we made it happen, and it was cool to get to just do these kinds of like behind the scenes stuff during COVID, because it's just given us a lot of time for that.
And all of the actors and actresses
that you never did before, but you found this weird hidden either talent or just this weird thing. You're like, oh, I guess I like to knit now. That's fun because you're just passing the time. It doesn't have to be knitting. But I was just curious. I've asked everybody that, if any weird habits they picked up during the pandemic.
we play a lot of Call of Duty.
Yeah, we picked up a bad habit of playing video games. I've never played video games in my life, and we've been playing Call of Duty Warzone, because it's just all of your boys on whoever you're playing with, like in a squad, like fighting for your life. So it's like good team building. It's a social thing you can do while you're at home.
Yeah,
There's that.
it's the new place to hang out because you can't like that's like the
online.
new online hangout spot for us.
I don't know.
It's been fun.
It was fun, yeah.
I feel like I got better at juggling this year.
Juggling.
I just every once in a while I'll throw a couple balls up in the air and see what happens.
You gotta incorporate that in the stage act.
Yeah,
of
now you
course.
have to. You should not have said that.
Yeah.
My main thing that I've done over quarantine is I moved outside of Nashville like 30 minutes to a farm. And so I live like by myself on a farm, and I bought a 4-wheeler. So like I'm just out there vibing, man, on the land.
You gotta do you, man. Live your best life.
I got to. When everything picks back up pretty soon, I feel like I'll probably move back into the city just to like, I'm out there. But like during this year of like alone time, I've just tried to find myself like just being alone and
Harness your chi.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly, dude. A lot of my chakras.
For people who want information about you guys and on the albums or just the history of the band, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
We're all over any streaming service. Just at the Band CAMINO on all socials. Our website's thebandcamino.com. That's where you can find merch and video content and all that stuff. And all the socials are just at the Band CAMINO. So pretty easy to find.
And be on the lookout for One Last Cigarette. That's the latest video that's out now. And we'll look forward to hearing from you guys coming up again here in the future.
Thanks for having us on,
Absolutely.
man. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck, guys.
Peace.